Litapi. Today I'm cooking litapi with a Tonga man.
Litapi.
Yes, litapi.
Why litapi?
Because you know, Lozi...
I think it's because it has lips. Look at it.
No, but Lozi is that beautiful language.
Okay.
You see?
Right,
it just
right.
rolls off the tongue.
Okay.
Without further ado, I'm cooking some fish today with my dad.
All right,
okay?
hi.
If any of you do not know, this is Lulu's dad. Okay? So today, I'm getting revenge. You know, they charged me a lot when I went to pay.
Yeah, we did. All right, so I hope you
But
burn
it was
a few
worth
things
it.
anyway.
Yeah, but without further ado, let's get stuck into our fish itself.
Okay.
So today we're not cooking any fresh water fish. This is actually a groper, which comes off groper fish. Yes.
Okay.
So this comes off the coast of Mozambique. There's a lady who sorts us out. So today I wanted to switch it up.
So do the Mozambican fish, are they also called litapi or they have another name?
I don't know. I need to do a bit more research. But you who's very learned, I'm sure you've got an idea.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so we're going to make this groper fish. So very simple, straight to the point.
It looks different from the Zambian fish, even the shape.
It does. I mean, you look at even, it's quite meaty as well.
Yeah,
A bit
as I
more
said,
meatier.
it's got lips.
Exactly. So
Very big lips.
Hence litapi.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those shows, eh? Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to cut the fish. So we're just going to give it a couple of gorges on either side. And then what I would like you to do, Dad, I'm putting
The only gorge I know is fewer gorges. What do you mean by gorges?
Gorging is basically cutting the fish but not going all the way through.
All right.
So that enables a lot of flavor to go into the fish.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Dad, if you could help me,
please.
You can maybe just put a teaspoon of some of that pepper in there. Let me move this out of the way. I'll grab my fish.
Put the teaspoon or put the pepper,
pepper
in the teaspoon and then into here.
You see, I have to be very careful because these people who know English, I'm in trouble today.
Is this enough?
Yes, that's perfect. And then also probably another 2 teaspoons of the parsley over there. And then while you're doing that, I'll help you with the salt. Put a bit of salt in there because it's quite a big fish. You need to get it nicely salted up. And then Dad, probably half of that butter in there.
Ooh, it's a lot of butter, isn't it?
It is, but it's going to add all that flavor in there. So I'll let you take that over there. While you're doing that, let's just put it down here for 2 seconds. I will grab my fish. Right. So Dad, if you could just mix that for me, if you don't mind. Just incorporate it all together. So, Dad, tell us a little bit about your beautiful daughter.
Oh, my lovely daughter, Lulu. You know the full name for Lulu, right? Don't you?
You know what? She says a lot when she's doing MCing. So I don't know whether it's the truth or whether it's just trying to get the crowd moving. Okay. So now what does that mean?
The great love of God.
Oh.
That's where it came from, the Lulu.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
I see.
No, she's amazing.
She's amazing. And you were actually instrumental in getting her into the industry, isn't it?
Well, I praise the Lord for that, yeah. Actually, I think I messed her up. You know, I started working with her when she was 4 years old.
You see?
You know, singing in church, so I'd put her on a table. And then the first time that she sang, the people started giggling. They were happy, but she thought they were laughing at her. So she stopped singing and started crying. Poor little thing.
No.
Sorry, Lulu, I owe you an apology. So later she grew up now. We put her on a chair because, she was getting taller.
Exactly.
And she told me that I owe her a big chair that we put out in the yard.
Right.
So I hope now, since you have taken over responsibility.
She's got the responsibility.
The chair.
Even me. I don't know. No, but I think now she's well conversed into that industry itself.
Right. Is this good enough?
Yeah, that is perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is now I'm going to get my hands dirty.
Okay.
You see, I respect him too much. I don't want to make his hands dirty in the kitchen. So what we're basically going to do is just massage that butter and the mix that you've made into those slits that we've cut into the fish.
It's called massaging.
Massaging
the fish.
Massaging the fish.
Okay.
Showing it a bit of love, you know?
Right.
Us Lozis in our fish, we are very particular.
Yeah.
We have to...
He's looking at you. Somebody said I can't eat fish because he looks at you.
There we go. So I'll take a little bit more of that.
Right.
So I've flipped the fish over. So we're going to do the same thing as well on the other side. So Dad, tell me a little bit more about yourself. I know you were in the UK at school and written a couple of books and all sorts. So please tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Well, I love writing. I really do. So one day, I was traveling actually to look for school for your thingy, your
for my chick.
Your chick. I'd rather say my daughter.
Dad, you've given up that title
we're in
now.
Mami Hospital, that way out in Chipata. Right. So from there, I took a bus all the way to Gweru in Zimbabwe, and it took about 12 hours those days because the road was terrible between Chipata and Lusaka. So I bought an exercise book, those big ones that they use in schools. And I told myself I'm going to write about the family life then.
Okay.
Sure. And so I started writing. I wrote all the way from Chipata to Lusaka, took another bus to Harare, and then Harare to... Oh, it's not Harare, the Zimbabweans will be at me. It's Harare or something like that.
Harare.
Yeah. And then on to Gweru. So I wrote all the way there and all the way back. So that was the beginning. And as I started writing, I thought this is going to be a book. And thank God it did.
You see?
A few years later, it was published. It's entitled In the Hand of God.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't have a copy right now, but it's just about the family. The little stories about Lulu when she was young. We used to travel around singing in Zimbabwe, in Botswana. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, and tell me about it. I mean, she met one of our former Republican presidents as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because of all of the singing that you did.
President Kaunda,
Yeah.
In those good old days, we didn't have a TV set like that big one. She bought you a TV set, right?
Yes. I twisted the arm into buying me a new TV.
Are you handing it over to your father-in-law now?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll
see how it goes.
Yeah. So we didn't have a TV set. So anyway, we used to go to the neighbors to watch television.
Right.
And so we saw this program called Folk Music. And there was Mark Botti, I think he was the one who was presenting it. Yeah, Mark Botti is now, I think, somewhere in the UK. Right. So this Mark Botti invited us over. So we went and sang, I think it was 2 songs.
Right.
And so on the last recording, I think it was done on a Thursday. That thing is looking good, huh?
It is, Dad. Oh, sorry, I even forgot to mention here. I've got a little
what are you stuffing?
Fresh parsley in there. So a little bit of fresh parsley, and then you saw me going with some of the onion.
Okay.
And also a little bit of that lemon. So what is going to happen? We're going to actually bake the fish.
Right.
So as it cooks slowly, all of those flavors are just going to keep on developing. And it's just going to be absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
So but carry on. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So he... the recording, I think, was on a Thursday, but it was aired on a Saturday night. Right, on ZNBC. Right, I think it was the only television station at the time. Right, and so we went over to actually, we borrowed a TV set from my brother-in-law, because we didn't have one, to watch it at home. So immediately after, took it back. But then the next morning, our neighbor came and says, "Hey, they're calling you on ZNBC early morning show. You go over to the studio with your guitar."
Right.
Says, "Me? Yeah, with your daughter, please, hurry up." So packed up, the mom drove us to the studio, got there and packing the guitar. This man says, no. President Kaunda saw you perform last night. Jeez. And there's a birthday party today at State House. So you guys have been invited to State House to go and sing before he went. It was exciting.
But what was that like? Did Lulu even understand at that time?
It was great.
All the excitement was with you, I'm sure.
Of course, I knew where we were going. So we got to State House, man, and on the lawns, that's it, the thing was happening.
Right.
And so there was an introduction there. And then after singing, Lulu sang a song, I think it was Jesus Made the Little Flowers. He pointed the president and back at herself and so forth.
Right.
And afterwards, I remember the late First Lady. She actually stood up and ran towards Lulu to hug her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought she would hug me too. But I had this wonderful handshake. And when the president came, of course, with his handkerchief.
Wow.
So I taught Lulu how to kneel there, and then, oh my goodness.
It must have been an experience.
Memorable, yeah.
Wow.
So that really put her on the spotlight. And
no, that's good. I mean, here we are now. She's doing her own thing. She's really excelled in her profession.
Well, thanks to you, mate.
Well, I know. I just did my part, you know. So what we're going to do, Dad, we're going to layer it a little bit as well.
Right.
All right. So I've started with my lemon over there, and then in with a bit more onion as well. So what will happen there is like all of that moisture will start permeating through the fish as it cooks slowly, and then we're going to add a little bit of water as well.
How will it permeate? Because it's under the fish.
Oh no, trust me, all those flavors, it works. Especially with this beautiful oven of ours from Defy.
There's
something about convectional currents in there, and it's just going to do its thing. So technology is best.
Yeah,
so
it looks like a wonderful
it's
thing.
Perfect, Dad. It's perfect.
So big, huh?
It is. I mean, for all the cooking that we do, it's just an absolute gem to have in the kitchen.
All right.
So in with the fish. I'll put that down there as well, and then a little bit more onion on top. All right, And then we'll finish that off with a few slices of lemon. So that's just going to do its own thing in the oven over there. And while that's cooking...
Is there another fruit you can use a percent of lemon?
You know what? A bit
lime?
Usually, lime might be a little bit strong for the fish.
Okay.
Usually the lemon's a bit more gentler itself. You could use maybe a little bit of orange here and there, just depending on the fish as well, because you have some of those very meaty fishes that can actually take a whole bunch of tomato and also just basically play with the flavors. But for this one in particular, lemon is probably best for it.
All right.
So I'm going to wash my hands. We're going to pop that in the oven, and then we're going to sit and have a chat.
Okay then.
Okay. Good. So we've preheated our oven. It's about 180. So I've covered the fish with a bit of foil paper, and then that's going to go in there and bake for about 20 to 30 odd minutes, because fish does cook very quickly. So I've covered that beautiful fish in a bit of foil. Popped it into the oven for about, 20-25 minutes. So now I'm going to join the rest of the family on the terrace and have a nice chat with it.
Ah, that looks nice.
Tastes good?
Can't make a dip as well.
Yeah. Some juice? Want some juice for that?
No, we don't come now. Dad, what do you prefer? The apple or the pineapple?
Ooh, Rhodes, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful pineapple. Let's do it.
Oh, sorry, Dad. Hey, great catch.
Get it.
Dad, our fish is ready.
Wow.
Ooh.
Squeeze there.
The lips are
Are you
pink.
okay?
Put this down in the middle.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Perfect.
That's really nice.
Bon appetit. Let me put these down and I'll join you.
Okay,
That's it, okay.
great.
How long did it take to cook?
It took a bit longer than the
It's a
25
big
minutes.
fish.
So
Right.
30 odd minutes was
It's like a
perfect.
bubble
Okay.
fish.
Yeah.
It's like a bubble fish. No, it's not like a bubble fish.
Careful, that's quite
A
spicy.
bubble.
This looks great. Do you remember the recipe?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh,
It's
really?
beautiful. All I remember is, William stuffing that thing. And man, does it look
I'm so
good.
excited to try this.
Sure.
Dad, can I help you out some of this?
Please do.
I saw you're so tired.
It is, it does. It qualifies.
That's because you did the fingers, don't you?
Exactly. Caleb, you want some more of this?
But it's chilly.
Yeah?
It's fine.
You want some more, Caleb?
Mommy, look at.
Give me some
It's
chili
okay.
stuff or something.
Let me give you a bit.
Daddy, we're really excited about your book.
Okay.
Available at Book World. That's huge.
Oh, praise God.
So
yeah,
tell us
sure.
more about this new book. I know you spoke about the first book you did. So tell
Yes.
us about this one.
All right. This one is entitled Kalungoma. Now, Kalungoma actually is a mix of two names. Your grandfather was Kalue, and your grandmother was Kalungoma. I mean,
Nangoma.
Nangoma.
I'm like,
I've gotten so used.
which grandma is this that I don't know about?
Yeah. And so I put the two names together to form Kalungoma. Just a little character boy, he's right here on top here. This is actually a moment in the book. Right. So it's a very exciting, it's a Christian book.
Okay.
It's about this little Christian African missionary giant, I called him. Right. So it's a story that actually, hey, you remember, so Lucy, I don't know if you remember a hole called Mayenza Hole.
Yes.
Yes. So I took the life of this guy called Mayenza. He was a great missionary out there in Zimbabwe. But I just recreated his childhood. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, but I recreated his childhood.
It's very cool.
And those who have read it say it's an exciting book. Yeah, so I really hope that people will get to read this book and also get inspired.
How much is the book going for now?
The book is going for 150 kwacha in book. Oh yeah, here's a picture.
Grandma and Grandpa.
I'm your father-in-law, so these are your grandparents-in-law. Is there something like that?
Yeah, something along those lines. Caleb, I'm seeing some bread.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
I'm not eating a lot of bread yet because everyone is calling me fat on Facebook.
Congratulations, then.
Oh, thank you so much.
Because you eat it, that's what you say.
How come I'm not on the acknowledgements? You see? He's tongue-tied now.
Second edition.
It's dedicated to your son-in-law.
Exactly.
Dad, would you like to try some fish?
Oh, sure. And so it's very reader-friendly. Even children can read this book.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And the print is big. So even your father, who's losing his sight, he can read it with glasses.
Yeah. There's several jokes here, though.
They've been non-stop today.
Here, Dad. No, you need to be teased, William. I'm always the one getting teased here.
Are you? No, but it's good to have Dad out.
Yeah, it is really nice to have him around.
Thank
I was
you.
telling Caleb the other day that the person who tells the best stories is you. Like you tell the best stories.
That's why they're always calling their granddad
Yeah.
in the evening for stories.
Honey, would you like some?
Yeah, please. Try some out.
This is really nice. Dad, we've enjoyed having you around.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
and it's nice to know that my husband and my father cook together because you guys are very similar in some ways.
Is that?
Yeah, very.
Then
very
he must be a
similar.
nice guy.
You see? She chose well, Dad. She chose well.
Oh wow!
Except I used to comb my hair.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
They have been fired.
So there are no combs in the house, so can I bring you one?
Listen, my husband is in a. It's going through a process. It's a process. You know, they what do they call it? Midlife crisis. Yeah, I think both him and I have been going through a midlife crisis. We are doing a lot of things we would have never dreamt we would do. And I think sometimes our kids are just like, what is going on with mom and dad?
What's happening with these guys?
No, but it still looks handsome.
Oh, you see? Thank you, Dad.
Good correct catch, Mama.
Yes. Is it too chili, Asa?
No.
Are you sure?
I didn't go hectic on the chili.
Did you put chili in there? Because
Yeah,
I just saw
I
it
did.
left on the
You
side.
can taste it.
Oh, it's there?
And ingredients from the home garden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all of the eggplant from, everything's from the home garden.
Eggplant is from the home garden. Onion is from the garden.
Yeah.
Parsley.
So we've been very lucky. Was it last year anyway? The harvest was very good.
Okay.
Eggplants. And even now, as you said, even there's a bit more bok choy coming up in the garden. So there's quite a bit.
Right.
And so we've been quite lucky.
Okay.
Makes it cheaper as well. You don't have to buy all these veggies from the shops.
Asante gonna soon next week, so eat up, man. Mom and Dad's cooking, gonna miss it, huh?
But they promise they're going to be visiting me with their food.
Okay.
Yeah,
How nice of them.
every weekend.
Grandpa, we can't promise.
Maybe she found some parents in Monza as well. Every weekend.
It's not Monze. Motown. You didn't tell him?
Motown.
Motown.
Where did you get that name from? Because I only know one Motown.
They cooked it.
They copied you.
They copied Monza. Guys, this has been so great. We've enjoyed having Grandpa V around, right?
Yes.
And soon we're even going to have some dessert. But for this week, we're saying goodbye to you. Thank you so much for joining us. With love from
Wood
the Wood
Kitchen.
Kitchen.
See you guys.
Thank you.